Let's head over to our commentary team for game number 2 in Group C.
Yeah, it's always been a bit of an interesting battle, this Danish derby. Heroic and Astralis, and not only are they a rival in the server, they're now influenced by one another. Astralis goes player-owned, Heroic now doing the same.
Interesting that we see a lot of teams doing that. Obviously, you've got Godsend doing the same thing as well. Seems to be the current fashionable thing to do, and I actually like it. I think it's actually a very interesting idea to run your own business and have full control of everything as well. So definitely an interesting factor going into this one.
It's kind of like when you started out as a new team, you realized you needed someone to help you. You've gotten all the help. You've learned from it. Okay, we can do it on our own again.
Yeah.
Just get away. Now that the money's all here.
Learn the basics and then do it better, right? Well, that's the philosophy.
As we know, there's backing behind these guys as well, but they do have more of a say involved in things. What we need to see, though, is can Astralis finally step up? Remember, Heroic beat them with another traditional Astralis meltdown in ESL Pro League just about a week and a half ago. I think it was day 3 or 4. Yeah. So I guess a week and a half ago. And Heroic's been on form. They're, as of the most recent form, and HLTV's recent team ratings they put out, they've been the hottest team in the last few weeks. Whereas Astralis is continuing to struggle. They still haven't implemented Kierby correctly. And interestingly enough, on Train, this is one of the maps I highlight on CT sides where there's been miscommunication, where Kerrigan's not getting the flashes he needs to play Ivy from Kierby, who's playing in quad, and then vice versa. They're not supporting when they try and execute quickly from the front of the A site. It just shows that they still haven't found that form yet.
Fresh off the boot camp as well. They've been trying to kind of get themselves together, readdress the roles. It seems to be the theme of every single event they attend. Can't quite find the right recipe yet, it seems. But hopefully they seem to be a little bit happier going into this one. They're going to find some form. They made a joke earlier on Twitter, I think it's Kerrigan, that said, go up against Danish #1 team in the first game of StarLadder. So obviously a little bit of a joke there, but still not far from the truth. It's getting to that point now. Heroic might actually take them over. But here we go then. It's going to be Train, Astralis versus Heroic. It will be Heroic actually starting on the T side here. Oh, is this a knife round match? I was about to do it. I was about to do it.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
You almost got me.
That's
but not
fine.
This time.
I would have enjoyed it. Why are they rushing 5 out with no utility?
What is this?
What? I've never... Back in the UK days, we never did this.
Oh, we did. That's exactly what we did.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's why you're not around today. And they had a good conversation. I'm surprised you didn't get brought up in that,
That's what I was thinking. I was waiting for my name to be dropped, but didn't happen.
You say Heroic, and on that tweet, Danish's best team, Denmark's best team, you're implying, and I think it goes without saying, they've passed Dignitas then.
I would say so at this point, from what we saw from Dignitas today. I'd say that they're slipping down there into some pretty
Haven't
cool
played with Robino in a while.
Exactly, it's difficult for them. I think in terms of the actual form right now, I'd say Heroic are just about nipping at the heels of Astralis. I'd still say Astralis are #1 as a whole, from experience of big events and the firepower there and the skill setting they do have. Is Kierby getting into this lineup properly? He's had some time now. It hasn't really come to fruition the way I'd have liked to have seen it, I have to say. Zonic here, the coach, of course, filled in at the last major.
Yeah, he
Interesting scenes.
Yep, they made it through to legendary status with effectively 2 stand-ins, one of which they'll be going against on this Heroic team, Glaive, who I think is someone you have to keep an eye on in specific in this Danish scene, making a bit of a comeback into the Heroic team. Had a great performance with them at the major, with Astralis obviously at the major. And there was rumors for a while that he may even be going over to Astralis. I think those have since subsided, but I think he's a big part of the reason why Heroic's doing as well as they are.
Interesting discussion as well as the AWP potential of this team. It seems to be switched up. They're back to the kind of idea of switching it up between the players every single map. Kerrigan, the device, obviously the main AWPers of this lineup, but we have seen Zipex picking it up a couple of times to those defensive positions, towards the B-bomb sites as well. I'd like to see Device in it as the main AWPer, but it seems like he wants to have more rifle potential on the T side especially. He loves to work the AK and open the map up for his teammates as well, be part of that fragging arrangement. But Kierby, that's where the pressure lies in my opinion. That's why I want to see him kind of get to that skill level we saw in Dignitas lineup.
Here's an interesting thought.
Go on.
We talked about how players have the ownership in the organization, and therefore it would be hard to make player transfers because buyouts, you're also buying them out of essentially an organization. You've got to bring someone else in. You're talking equity. But if you're trading between 2 player-owned organizations, could you trade equity for equity?
I guess in those kind of scenarios,
it does create a transfer window, doesn't it?
If it's a straight-up trade and you both want it, it makes it a lot more easier, I guess, to actually make that happen. It's beneficial for both orgs, right? If that's the trade coming in. I don't think you'd want to do equity. I don't want to think you'd want to rival.
I'm just saying ownership, where you know what I mean, like
oh, I see. You mean the players own.
Yeah, exactly. Because now you could swap. All right. Well, I used to own Astralis, you used to own Heroic. We're gonna get traded. I guess I just take your shares, you take mine. It
depends on the percentages, I guess. Like if you're someone like Kerrigan who's been there from the very beginning, you probably don't want to be handing over 20. Well, not 20%. Let's say he owns 5%.
The team, whichever player's leaving the team that's earning more at the time should have to have a buyout fee included. I would say to make it fair, because they're gonna go down in terms of income or revenue split.
But it is something like both organizations want. I think that makes it a lot easier, right? If it's something all the owners want and they want to make it happen, it definitely is not as complicated, I guess. But this is definitely an interesting matchup. It is the best of one. And Heroic on Train as well. definitely no slouches. And this is probably the best map we could have hoped for. Both teams are very well versed in as well. The analyst pointed out they're looking for Frisk to step up. He's on your screen right now. One of those more turret-style AWPers, Matt. Like, he's not as flashy as some of the top AWPers in the scene, but definitely holds his own. Good for hitting the shots that count. Finding openings for his team. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing an interesting position play from players like Vald as well. Another hot property in the Danish CSGO scene at the moment. Seemed to come out of absolutely nowhere at the DreamHack Summer Open and had a fantastic performance. It was the joke of the event that he actually didn't even have an HLTV picture going into that one, but he stepped up and proved that he could run with the big boys, and now he's found himself a place permanently in Team Heroic. Looks like we are ready to get into this one. I'm not going to cast a knife round this time. It's going to be the pistol round, I hope.
Who casts knife rounds, honestly?
Yeah, who would do it really fast as well? It's embarrassing.
I mean, it's impressive. Let's be honest.
It's impressive. It is impressive when you do that, I'll give you that.
It's always impressive when I go fast.
Yeah. Well,
so Zonic here as well, we talked about this with the coaching position being in the server. I wonder if that's going to have sort of the same. I'm just curious to see how Astralis gets away from it, because we know Kerrigan has been leading in. If maybe this gives some more guidance to Kirby, you'd think in Pro League where we saw them that wouldn't really change much from here to now.
We are into this one, Matt. It's going to be 5 sets of armor for the CTs. No kits, no grenades. Pretty untraditional in that respect. It's going to be Astralis with a couple of smokes and molotovs as well for that post-plant situation. Kerrigan just showing his hand with the decoys as well. Astralis, one of those teams, definitely using the decoys in an effective manner. Modi, though, going to find that first kill. I don't know how he's got away with it as well. Looks like he will be able to retreat as well. Back up from Frisk and actually get the first kill and detect the rest of the terrorists. Amazing work from him.
That's so sick. They're like, all right, we'll trade it. We'll go around. Oh, wait, freezes there too, guys. Slows them down just enough, and Modi gets away with that. He was about to face 3 players. Nailed it in 1 bullet.
That's crazy. The fact he actually managed to survive. I thought he was completely dead to rights there, but Kerrigan switches his attention towards main, calling his teammates in potentially as well here.
Kerrigan. He went guns a-blazing down toward Ivy. He's since rotated back through A main. He's made it to hell, but they've got some vision toward him. Glaive, he can't necessarily put all his attention that direction, though, as he's got to watch toward the ladder. Molotov off to his left. He can't stand in the open. It's Kerrigan that finds him as he rotates back, but traded by Snappy, who's got another Kirby drop. Bomb still gets planted as the meat shield will protect, and Zipix through the edge of the smoke will find Freeze. 2 versus 2, you mentioned it. No kits on the CT side, so Snappy's got to go hunting early on. He's going to take Device, but Device gets the kill instead with the Glock. Audio, man that started this. He could be the one to end it. He's got a few bullets left. Device has to go for the reload. The reloaded 2 comes in for the USB and just barely holds it together, does Madi.
Wasn't the prettiest pistol round, but Heroic get it done. They start off that aggressive push. You can see them laughing about it as well. The whiffs coming in plenty there from the CT side, especially towards that 10 situation as well. Snappy had the chance to get the bomb down there. Kills the first player. Can't land the shots to finish the planter off, but Modi, I was about to say stepping up, just about clinches it. Could have gone either way there. I thought Device had the advantage with that close range situation with the Glock in hand as well. This was the first kill. This was impressive from Modi. Pushing inside and somehow getting away with it towards the end there. And it's going to be the 1-0 advantage for the CT side here. Bomb has been planted for Astralis, who had assumed the second round will be the partial buy, the Deagles, 3rd round for the AK-47s. So you can see Heroic are slightly adjusting for that as well. No basic SMGs. There's going to be a mixture of rifles and UMPs, which are viable on that first gun round. Initial damage done by Glaive towards Ivy here, and throwing in a Molotov as well, but needs to be careful. Astralis are waiting for the push there.
Just want to say, too, the jerseys from Heroic look just like my high school colors and jerseys. It's a throwback. Riverhawk, what up? Just let me have my moment. Right, I was a high school hero, Henry.
Did you just do the rock and roll sign of that as well when you said it?
Yeah, Ukraine.
Yeah, okay, all right, Ukraine. All right, cool. Well, then, this should be a pretty easy affair for Heroic. The objective at this point is just to deny the bomb being planted once again, which boosts the coffers of Astralis going to that first gun round, and making sure they keep everything up here so they have the utility to fight them off as well. Astralis, if we can get a plant, that'd be absolutely fantastic. They've taken a lot of damage here. They're making their advance to the bomb site now, but Heroic will be aware of this, just waiting for them to commit before they face.
Volder's got to guess gamble and correct the angle toward quad as he does pick up Kirby. It's going to be a second one for him as well as Dupree gets found. Kerrigan hits one, gives a bit of an opening for his teammate. Zipix to walk out late, catches Volda off as he rotates back towards Z Connector. It is still 3 members alive for this Heroic team. They're starting to rotate over, but Bomb's going back over to B on this rotation. So even though there's 2 in Z right now, Kerrigan's held them here long enough. They're going to get... Oh, they're slowing it down. I'm going to say a bomb plant out of this. Kerrigan, what a lovely shot on Glaive. Now they're committed to the A site. Bomb's in for sure. Kerrigan will go down to Madi in the end, but job done. Astralis picking up a little extra cash, maybe a little bit more as well, as Ipix is going to push forward with the P250. Here's one in the form of Freeze, jumping over. Not sure that he was spotted or in turn spotted him back. But either way, it's the UMP to get the kill. Run back over to the A site, pick up the rifles, and defuse to come in. Heroic will go up too. But job reasonably well done from Kerrigan.
Yeah, can't argue with that result. A bomb planted in Kerrigan with some stellar headshots over the Desert Eagle. We've seen these clips from him before. I think it was in Pro League as well, where he actually lit up the team with the same weapon in a pretty much similar situation. So very successful in terms of Astralis there, damaging the economy of the CTs and boosting their chances going into this first gun round here after getting the bomb down in the pistol as well. So a difficult round going forward for Heroic. They're going to have a lot of money up against them, and we'll see what the buys are coming in here. I think Astralis definitely have the potential for an AWP here. It's going to be 5 rifles instead. It's going to be Frisk with the AWP, so he has the advantage. We said he is very good at hitting the standard shots, the ones that count, the ones that win you rounds. Not necessarily too flashy, but good awareness, good rotations, and can actually read the game very well, but it's going to be Dupree this time. He can go inside here, flashed in by his teammates, aggressive towards that round.
Marty's got one on the way through, but Kirby trading it back as these guns come out early. Oh, device though. Hello to the AWP of Freeze. Hello from the other side as he throws out the nade and Freeze hits the shot. They'll cover off the main alleyway toward, but it's Tanker that you can slip up directly and get closer to that default plant from the CT perspective. Instead, Freeze will go upper, cover off with the AWP. Valda's got one below, and Glaive comes in from sidewalk. They cover off all the high angles, and Astralis leaves themselves in the open. That's desperate. Kerrigan wants the gun to get away, I presume to save, but
did he have an
gives
M4?
himself up.
Is that why he's trying to upgrade to an AK or an AWP there?
I'm not 100%
no, he didn't.
sure.
There wasn't an AWP available. So he saw an AK on the floor. Was he just trying to pick that up?
I don't really know what the ambition was. I was thinking AWP in my head when I made the comment, but you're right. There wasn't even one in that position.
So
it's the only thing that made sense.
To be fair, he was dead to rights anyway. Like, what could he have done? I guess maybe he picked up an M4 from a fallen CT. He was trying to leave with an AK, but a very simple round from Astralis Headers, trying to boss their way in towards that B site. Equal exchange at the beginning, but I said Frisk very good at hitting those important shots, and he nails it the first one. Decent utility usage as well. They throw the incendiaries at the right places where the T's have to face, and it's going to be a 3-0, and Astralis onto an eco as well here. Just a couple of upgraded pistols, primarily the Deagles, but still, Astralis one of those teams that can make those Deagles do incredible work here. So a potential bomb plant is always a possibility as we go into round number 4. Damage inflicted there by the CT is going to be Xipek and Device, and Kiabi actually going down to low HP themselves. And Heroic looking to find these frags nice and early at the start of the round.
Glaive will smoke off again toward A main. There's a minute and 16 seconds to work with. He'll change his angle as well. The Vice trying to see above that is just waiting on the pallet, but that smoke far enough through, he won't be able to see anything. Valda's positioning quite sharp as well in that sense. Heroic up 3 early against Astralis. We know this rivalry's been brewing, and we know Heroic's had the better of it as of late, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good start as they drop down what normally would be the gun round early. And they're just going to carry off against the pistols this time around, straightforward as well as they keep everyone up. No economy lost.
Speaking of good home derbies as well, tomorrow we have Godsend versus NIP. That's going to be a good game, Matt. That's going to be one that's
It's true. The old Godsend gave them a run at Malmo. Now we get to see the new Godsend, former half Fnatic, hello LGB, whatever you want to call them.
Cool. It always leads to very exciting games, especially when you know the players inside out. This one will be no different. It's a very great start Heroic so far, and 4-0 is another gun round coming in for Astralis. This time Device on the AWP wrist. We're kind of speculating which way that was going to go, but it's going to be him on the AWP for this round at least. Riss can actually be towards Connector as well. Modi will be backing him up, actually inside by himself. And Astralis a pretty standard play so far. Getting control of the upper hall is going to be very valuable. I mean, you push the CTs back, lack vision for them, but Kerrigan holding up defensively for an aggressive push towards Ivy. It looks like an inside execution. It could be a massive possibility here for Astralis, as Kerrigan's trying to sell something towards Ivy. I'm not sure if Frisk is buying it just yet.
Snappy just going to wait as well on the inside of the Ivy.
To be fair, look at this setup from the CTs right now. Just one player towards inside, no one connector for now. And the AWP so far removed from the situation as well. If Astralis go toward inner, it's going to be a perfect call for them. Kerrigan just needs to do one more move to keep them there for as long as possible.
Valda's going to be the fast rotation as well toward that Z connector, but like you say, he's not there. He's on top of the A train.
Kerrigan's off.
Kerrigan holds them still. Snappy to wait. And we know that they can 4-1 isolate on this, but you've got to find the first pick from the CT side. They are starting to get further away from that A position. Watch the CT rotation that could come through. Snappy, though, killing Kerrigan. Where's the call? Now Valda's made it in towards Z connector. Madi's waited long enough. He's found one, nearly a second. Kirby's there, but as I mentioned as well, CT was being occupied by Freeze, who gets himself in a good position. Long angle AWP hits the close shot on Dupree. That takes down Astralis' forward stance of trying to cut off CTs and hold them away from the ticking bomb. As Glaive again elevates. They've used the same positions in the last retake on the last gun round and were successful in taking back the site. Snappy, he's advanced beyond the tanker. He's up toward the bomb. He's going to get on this right away and just try and bait out Device. 1 versus 3. They've got this. There's no way back in. He's got to save the AWP. And it's going to go 5 rounds for Heroic, as you mentioned, with 1 man in the B site. He found the single kill and they made the rotation.
That's all he needed. That's the kind of players you want playing these anchoring positions. 1 kill is enough as long as you're delaying them as long as possible. You're actually using the grenades and dropping them at the right points. Getting information at 1 kill. That's all Modi has to get. If he doesn't, there's a high chance they can't win the round, but he holds his nerve. Lands a first shot, does some damage as well towards Zipex, but there it is, Karrigan. Didn't really sell enough there. He actually went down through a smoke, didn't really sell too much there. And that's actually the signal for Heroic to start rotating. 5-0 now, maximum loss bonus. Another bomb plant down, so they do get a healthy buy. An outside rush coming in. Kiabi leading the charge.
Shot through from Kirby as they start to get aggressive. The youngster showed flair when he was on Dignitas. He's got to do the same here. He's found one on Snappy, so something to build off of. Finally, a 2-man advantage to work with. Wald is waiting inside of the bomb train. Dinked up from his teammate, responds to it as well. You slap me, I'll slap you back. But Dupree, he's the one that takes the hardest hit of them all as he'll fall. And now it's Madi that tries to get back to Karrigan. They pulled this even. In fact, more so. Valda's got Device. Bomb plant, it's still going, but they've got to hold off this retake. And finally, another kill comes in from Kirby. That might be enough. Madi's going to say otherwise, potentially, against a low HP on Zipex, but he's got to find 2 very passive players holding out. They go back in. Kirby thankfully hits a 4th kill.
Very tense, but Kiabi outside rush worked out perfectly. That's the kind of plays you want to see from him. You just mentioned it as well. He manages to find the first 2 and ends up with 4. There was an interesting moment there where the Karrigan was holding towards Ivy as well. Timing came down to it. First hit that shot, that's ground over for them as well, but Astralis find 1. 2 players surviving means money situation isn't great if they were to lose this round as well. CTs have a healthy buy going into this one, so a great position for them. Kiabi, I thought he was going to go aggressive once more, but actually decides better of it. Falls back, more of a default setup, it seems. Astralis like to work those upper halls area, get the information to give themselves some options, but you can see firing some speculative shots there. Towards Pop Dog area, it's very unlikely they'll have a hit, but if it does do reasonable damage. Problem is, he's got the M4A4, with a ton of noise he's doing it as well, so the terrorist unlikely to walk into your bullets.
Karrigan doesn't care about your nade. He prefers 99 HP to 100 to 100.
It's a very similar setup before. Karrigan not as committed to Ivy this time, just showing presence there. But Glaive is in a great position as he burns Device alive. He had no idea. There must have been a flashbang combo going into that one as well, because he tries to jump out of it as well, but Valja finds that Molotov kill, and the man advantage as well. The CTs can sit a little bit further back now, wait for Astralis to commit, as the AWP has gone down.
See a lot of talk in chat. I imagine some to be provocative.
Okay.
Likely trolling, but just about the headsets. We'll come back to that in a second. Valda's waiting in behind the E-box. Pre-fires early. That's going to give him a crossfire that he cannot comprehend as Kirby takes the shot back. Leaves Snappy well removed, and Glaive just a fraction showing through that gap. It's Kirby again. This guy's stepping up, and they need this from him. They need someone who's going to take the reins when they start to struggle on execution. Freeze nearly gets an easy shot. Kirby's able to dodge away from it. This is going to give Madi the chance to walk back in, though, and Dupree's the one found as they get closer to the site. Smokes out for the default plant, but Madi's gone above it, and all the kills ensuing have gone to Heroic. 3 in a row, in fact, and it's now their advantages. Karrigan, though, late from E-box. Plays on 1. Flash comes over, fully blind. 2 players peeking. He stands to stay alive, and he manages at least 1 kill, but 6-1 Heroic. Full reset coming in. Just want to touch on it. They are separated, isolated in the group stages, not in the same room, nowhere near us. In fact, this labyrinth of a building, I couldn't even tell you where they are. So the fact that they're not wearing headsets, which, by the way, those are not noise canceling anyway, does not matter.
Our voices are not in that room. It's basically what you're trying to say.
Exactly. So, and then they go into booths, and when they go into booths, they'll have noise canceling for the rest of the Friday onward.
Yeah, but Heroic there. Another very tight round. Karrigan doing what he could towards the end there, but it was just Kiabi, like I said, he needs to step up here. He finds the initial kills once again. It's an equal situation when the bomb's planted, but another great retake from Heroic. A couple of missed shots there from Frisk. Does make things interesting, but they managed to pick up the round with the USP in a 1 versus 1. Like you said, a full reset for Astralis. The money's okay. It won't be a double eco. They're just going to try and get the bomb down towards inside here, but Modi, he knows it's going to be unarmored this round. He's got the AT in his hand. There it is. Drops it. He gets headshot in the process as well, but does do damage as Snappy finds the first kill.
Oh, this is shocking from Astralis. Can't find anything. Last round they get the opening, and again they lose it late. Twice they've had a bomb down with a man advantage, lost them on the retake. Finally converted one on the A site and get reset, so bad to worse potentially from Astralis' point of view.
At this point, not really much to work with. A couple of deagles and no grenades, just hoping as CT walks into their crosshairs. Snappy could be a potential candidate, but he does find the first shot. There it is. The deagle finally lands the shot, and now Glaive up against it, but he finds a kill on towards Device.
Xypix is just going to hold this angle for anyone pushing up from Heroic, but there's no real need. It's
pretty desperate at this point. The CT's pushing that area when it's a 4-on-2 and you know they're fully eco. That doesn't really make any sense.
Isn't that what you did to pad your stats? That's why you were higher rated than you were?
Where?
Just try and hold it, like push up when it was 4 versus 2.
Yeah.
And give away your gun.
Yep. Yeah, those stats. You must have looked up some stats from about 10 years ago, but...
Oh, I had to do some digging to find your name and anything that was relevant, but yeah.
Well, it's all there. Wikipedia. Go look it up.
Go lick it up? Is that what you just said?
Lick it
was
up.
that a pun that you unintentionally made, Henry?
Yeah.
It was god-awful. I'm not sure if you can hear the lovely V8 outside.
What car do you think that was?
Definitely American. Oh. It had the low-sounding drone of something that makes noise but no power.
7-1, and Heroic in a fantastic position on this favored CT side, of course, but a buy comes in from Astralis. Up against it, they have got the Tech 9 off of Device, though, so something to work with here, but they're committed towards Ivy as 3 players start to make the push here, but Frisk, he's in the right position to lock them down. The smoke in favor of Device for now, but does negate it and get himself in a reasonable position as grenades start to rain in. Bomb is still towards main entrance for now, so no commitment from Astralis as of yet to their final move. Just feeding out the map and seeing if there any aggression coming from the CT. We haven't actually seen that from Heroic yet, not pushing towards Ivy. A lot of teams like Navi, for example, and Guardian gets in the flow of things. He'll be pushing towards Ivy, looking for those first frags. They haven't had to work for that just of yet, so just working towards main, using their smokes to hold Astralis off for as long as possible.
I like how the Brazil 7-1 thing is still a meme, and they're not even in this game. Just not even playing at all. It's just online meme.
Just a meme.
It's traditional. Either way, more passive approach this time as time's expired to 50 seconds remaining. We're halfway through the round. Not a lot of contact made. There will be here, though. Snappy getting ever closer. 3 players walking down this Ivy position, and they need to make sure they find the opening pick. Kerrigan does with the flash to help, as now they look toward the front of the A site. The CTs, they're overwhelmed. They're surrounded, and still they're finding kills. It's Volda and Glaive, and a missed shot again from Device. The AWP is going to give position to the M4, and just like that, he's still alive. Xypix will finally take Glaive down, but he's the last alive. 1 versus 3, and that time it's not even execution, it's missed shots.
Well then. It looked like a promising start from Astralis there, coming out towards Ivy, getting that first shot. They set themselves up quite nicely as well, trying to feel out the CTs, what the setup was coming towards them. But unfortunately for them, a great crossfire from Heroic. You have to say, Ivy actually is the first line of defense that goes down. Then it's the bomb site. And the player coming in from the side entrance as well, actually holding them off, taking the attention away, facing at the right times. And it's actually pretty devastating for Astralis. They can't really get much going there. Xypix, the last remaining player, he gets one of the only kills of the round with the Tech 9, picks up an M4, and he can't finish things off. So a discussion to be had now for Astralis. Let's work out what the problems are, why we're not getting to these bomb sites. We haven't seen much in terms of just a default into a full-on wall of smoke outside execution, get yourself at that post-spawn situation. But still, very promising scenes from Heroic. The problem is now, we know Astralis are going to start adapting. This is a chance for Heroic to start discussing their options, say, okay, we've really played a standard game so far. Why don't we start putting Frisk towards those upper platforms inside? Why don't we get in pushing Ivy? Let's go get the first pick and shut down anything they had in mind and get that initial kill and just throw a complete spanner in the works. That's what I'd be discussing right now as the CT side. You say, well, they're going to try and counter us. Let's actually do something completely different.
And not to jump too far ahead as well when you consider all things that Heroic has played in China. Pro Gamers League, they talked about that on the desk, as Team X still at the time. They played against Tyloo in that tournament. They outplaced Tyloo in that tournament. They're the perfect ones to go against a team because they know the most about them potentially, and they're the ones waiting in the upper bracket. Again, very far ahead of us in that sense, but you have to think that this is a perfect foot forward. And then Navi, Astralis, this is the thing with Astralis as well. Okay, they're playing bad lately, but you never know when they can turn to form again.
Well, it looks like the pause is coming undone now. This is a very interesting scene so far. There's a stum replay of the highlights, and this is what kicked things off. Modi pushing that inside area and winning his team the pistol ultimately, but it's been pretty smooth sailing so far. Astralis only picking up 1 round, and they have taken the pause now. Time to readjust. I'm not sure what the money is. I don't have a PC available myself, so I haven't got just as much information as you have. Let's see where it stands. Nope, just the faces. But I think there's enough to buy. I don't think they're a maximum loss bonus yet, but it might just be a partial at this point, just trying to slow down. Yeah, so the partial buy. They've got 5 smokes. The objective is just to get the bomb down. 5 smokes, that'll be probably the wall of smokes outside, like I discussed before. If that goes reasonably well, they can try that out in the ongoing gun rounds, and we'll see whether that's a viable option for them. The first smoke is deployed, And actually, might be using this as some sort of a fake, as the bomb is making its way potentially towards inside. Probably Pop Dog. That's going to be Zipex. No, Dupree with the bomb, in fact. And here comes the smoke. So what's the final play?
Flash as well. No decoy fakes this time. Kirby covers off toward Hell. Walking in though, Volda, he's just going to get aggressive inside of that smoke. That might be to his detriment because Zipex finding him. He's standing in the open to 4 players. Snappy does at least pull one back by spraying through the smoke. Open position, Glaive spotted up. Tries to do damage in return, but comes out actually worse for wear in that exchange. Bomb planted, so objective covered off. AK picked up, it's Zipex the one to wield it, but Kerrigan's waiting well and truly behind where they expect. They thought it was going to be A main entirely. They give up looking toward Ivy, and he gets a free kill. Waits with the trigger discipline as well. Now they strike, though, back in terms of heroic efforts. And Kerrigan's found another. It's Maudie down. They've pulled this back.
Well, there it is. The round where I speculated that it was going to try and get the bomb down. We saw the smokes purchased. We said this could be an ongoing idea for Astralis. Maybe this is the way to break down the heroic defense, and apparently it absolutely is. It's just pistols with no armor invested. It's 5 smokes to get the bomb down, find an AK, and the great setups there as well. Not giving anything away, waiting for the CTs to fully commit, and just an absolute nightmare, that outside bomb site to retake, and actually broken the money down of heroic here. This is the chance for Astralis to get back into this game. Definitely not over yet. Still a lot to play for, and it's going to be 2 UMPs and a FAMAS. It's in the hands of Vald for now. No kits purchased at all for the CTs. This is when they need to start adjusting their game and trying to get that first pick in their favor. And Snappy goes towards Ivy with the UMP in hand. Pretty much good for 1 kill in that sort of position, especially when he's smoked off like that as well. Vald on the bomb site, and it's a good flashbang from the CTs, but doesn't get a kill for it.
Doesn't Snappy and Glaive do, though. Kerrigan will get one back of those 2 mentioned. It's Snappy, the first of which to strike the fall first for his team. And Volda goes immediately after to the hands of Zipex, who's waiting. And Ebox, watch that push up, though. He doesn't spot Glaive. 14 HP in the UMP. Will hit the headshot to win the duel. Down to just 2 players remaining for Astralis. And the bomb, it is in the hands of Device, but he's got to find some opening right now. And it's going to be Kerrigan that's going to be the one to try and find it for him.
Such an influential round to this game as well. It'll be pretty much full reset for either team. Heroic definitely on an eco after this one, and Astralis only $1,400 going into the account after this. So need to be picking this one up. Modi looking like he's rotating towards inside, but Device is outside by himself at E-Box.
Oh, there's no smoke for Kerrigan. I thought the plan was going to be go to CT, or rather to T-spawn, throw out additional smoke for a default plant. The timing has worked in their favor. As you mentioned, Modi already going over to B, but Kerrigan is coming in A main. They're going to work this together and try and clear off collectively moving forward. Like security clearing out a bar at the end of the night. Start, set a line, and walk forward. No one gets behind them. Kerrigan, he'll throw a Molotov out toward the first alley as well. That gives Device the chance to plant safely, and Modi can't walk back through so quickly from Z. But watch this AWP. No. Missed shot. Freeze nearly lines it up as he spots the gun barrel. That could be the round, but it's not done just yet. Modi, he knows where one is at the hitch, and he's got to try and find him. Can't do it. Device holds on, and that works. His patience pays off as well. He waits for Kerrigan to go all the way from Ivy back to A main so they can work together.
Now we have a game in our hands. That's going to be an eco for Heroic coming in. It was a 2 versus 2, and you have to save Frisk. That's probably a shot he should be hitting as well. He saw the barrel first as well. We said he's not the flashiest AWP player, and it seems in those close-range situations, that's where he's struggling a little bit more. It's going to be Astralis now with a huge advantage. You can see that reflected in the buy as well. Dupree going with the Mac 10, trying to farm some cash here, knock down the unarmored players. They know for certain it's going to be a full eco at this point. So 4 USPs, and we'll see whether Astralis can get a clean round here. Not really much to work against. Snappy, the only player investing anything with the P250. 8-3. This is a real chance now for Astralis to sink their teeth in and post a decent side, or post a decent score on this terrorist side here. Dupree, he scouts towards the end. The player is disposable at this point. If he goes down with a couple of kills, that's more than enough. Giving the Mac 10 away doesn't mean too much, but Vald actually gets that first one and actually gets the upgrade and falls back as well. Maybe something to develop here.
Modi's going to try and play a clever.
Yeah, he just wants to get 1 kill again, try and delay them like he's been doing inside throughout.
Well, he can't move now without being caught, but if he times this, he could still get a quick peek.
Yeah, he has no idea. They're being very quiet now, Astralis. But if he did phase, he could potentially get 1 kill. They're making footsteps now. He doesn't want to give anything away. He knows this is a fake, considering no one's gone towards upper ramp. So he can probably call this for his teammates as well. As he does face as well, Kirby not going to be aware. This is a difficult kill for him to find. He doesn't land the shot. Does a ton of damage. But Kirby repositions to take him down.
A ton of damage, though, and they've got a Mac 10 still up, keep in mind. But Kerrigan is finding kills now against Snappy, and Kirby, on that low HP, is able to pick up one more. Device wraps around. Volta falls. If they had gone B late and he just stayed there and stayed there and stayed there, you're going to have guns down potentially for any duels in the site, and he has the upper position covered off. It could have been interesting to watch, one of those plays that you almost wish unfolded for the sake of cleverness, but it doesn't work out. As you said, he did have the information at least.
Exactly, he had the fate at that point. Once he sees the inside fake coming in, if no one's coming in towards upper ramp, he can almost call his teammates. They're not coming here. And he can hear them falling back as well. He has to commit, take that shot towards KRB. It's very difficult at that range of the USP, but another fast play. Carrigan this time with the AWP. We said they mixed it up, but Friss finally steps up for his team as he finds a headshot on towards Carrigan. 5-on-4 once again for Heroic. And it's a big round for them once more. You can see the money still was in a great position. They have got the AWP, but no kits, no head armor. And it's going to be lacking utility as well. Just flashbangs and one smoke remaining. And as we hit the 1:30 mark of 13.
Zipix now will go toward upper this time and commit. No one behind the box. There you go. If he was this round, certainly didn't check it, did he? Bounce the smoke down to the default position. He's the one with the bomb as well in all of this, as they are the man down. And Madi playing over where Taz prefers to do so. Molotov covers off the front of the train just to make sure no one lurking there close up or can fall away from an initial push, but it's a fake once more. Back over to the inner site, or rather outer site, excuse me, is Glaive. He's up on top of the blue train. He'll fall down from quad. He could catch them off at E-Box. Flash comes through in the other way, though. He's got low HP on the two players, but he can't close them out. It's 4 HP for Dupree, though. And it's easy enough for Valda to take him. As Device now sits on 22 and Zipix on 54. Long spray down, at least successful for Astralis to bring it back to a 3 versus now 1. As Device is found by Freese, and Valda will make it 9 rounds. So they do claw back at least 1 in this on the CT side to make it 9 total, but there's still a little bit of money to work with on this T side. In fact, quite a bit for Kerrigan, Device, and Zipix, but they go for the AWP buy on Device. It's all in this round that can be broken again on round 14.
Absolutely. Another big round coming in. You have to think Astralis, after having so much success on that eco round with the Wall of Smokes, the defaults are working out for them. They're pushing the CTs back. Let's run with that tactic. We can get the bomb down there. You know, the CTs are having a tough time holding that one off. Previous round was all down to Glaive. He doesn't get any kills in the last round, but he headshots like 3 people as he faces some E-Box there and gives his team enough information to work with as well. And the crossfires come in. This is the spam I was talking about before. You can see it's quite rare that it actually does anything impactful there. Just spraying above the heads of the terrorists, and Valve's still trying it. Make anything land just yet, but this looks like a nice inside play once again from Astralis. He haven't been too successful. It's been Modi who holds him up for enough time, finds 1 kill, but it's an equal situation as Dupree just walks in. You can see they are aware of how Heroic play this inside side.
Modi. Damn, in fact, not much when I say that. The M4, it only took Dupree down to, I think, about 64 HP before he was found by the AWP. Regardless, that's the only kill they get on the way through Heroic, and it's a bomb plant for Astralis. A forward stance from Zipix, who's going to try and find Snappy. Missed thrown flash from his teammate, though. Thanks so much. I had a kill. Could have made this a lot more stabilized in this situation. And already, though, they have got a 4 versus 3, a lot of ground in the site, and forcing Heroic to save up so they can have a buy in round 15.
Absolutely. That's what's required at this point. He said Heroic are in a fragile position going forward, and that's evident as they do save. 3 weapons here and a 4-on-3. You can see that's the point I was making once again, is Modi trying to step up, and his teammate Friss rotates in as well. He actually has the opportunity with 3 targets on his screen as well. A free shot. He shoots in between them and refaces as well before his teammates are rotated over, before he gets some backup and gets taken down. Very simple procedure for Device to find that kill. And at that point, the retake's probably not possible. The CT's well weak for the retake anyway. And it's round number 15. They want to make sure they have something going into this round. Give themselves a chance of winning it. Very unlikely to win the previous round. But Astralis, after a huge deficit going into, what was it, 8-1 down at one point?
Yeah.
9-1 down. And they have bounced back with 3 in a row and reset the previous. So the round number 15 arrives. We have got 2 UMPs for Heroic, 2 M4s, and an AWP in the hands of Friss once again. Let's see what this UMP, as we go aggressive, can do anything. He's going to be Glaive finding 1 kill, but that's all he'll find. And this does give the advantage towards the terrorists.
Nice. Through smoke doesn't land a shot. Spray down from his teammate. Won't be as successful either. Modi's got so much map control here in B, though. That is not only the corner that you talk about, Henry. He's all the way up at the lockers. He can watch the entire stairwell and drop. No one's going to anticipate him being there. Quick peek from the top of the stair. You might win the duel on reaction time, but you have to say advantage Modi and all. For all intents and purposes. We'll see if that pays off, too, as they start to
Here we go.
head back over in that direction. But I imagine it's going to be Pop Dog for Dupree with the smokes out on A. Is it? Oh, he's got bomb. He faces this. Madi hits the shot. Bomb's down. Flung forward on the stairs. Do they confront or does Madi go away? Window blown out to throw the fake toward inner, but Madi knows that bomb is there. He hears Xyp9x going for it. He can try and capitalize. Volda's going to pinch them in. They know he's stuck here. No matter where he goes, he's got to confront. Nearly finds the awkward play, and Volda nearly takes his teammate out, too, on reactions. But it is Device. 1 versus 4. Finds Freeze at least. Knows 2 are toward the ladder. Where's the third? It's Snappy.
Oh, you could see Astralis there trying to sell something, but Dupree by himself with the bomb as well. Needed a teammate as well. It's such a risky play by him. Once the bomb's down as well, Device in a pretty much impossible situation. Has to go for it. 15 seconds remaining and 3 CTs to find. As he Molotovs himself off from Pop Dog, he's going to be killed by Voud as well. That's actually a very intelligent setup from Modi there. He actually completely eradicates the inside possibility happening. He's going to be good for 1 kill as well, and what a kill it was. Takes down Dupree with that bomb. Time is not of the essence. Oh, time is of the essence for Astralis, and they have to really panic to try and get the bomb down towards Pop Dog, but Voud waiting for them. Sprays them down, and actually going to be a very successful half for Heroic there.
I like that play as well, just Madi getting that close. And as soon as he knows his teammate's down at the bottom of the ladder, like, all right, I'm going to push him. He's got nowhere to go. Like,
it's the airlock.
Yeah, exactly. Airlocks for safety. But 10-5, Heroic. We mentioned it. They've had the upper hand as of late. Device made a cheeky tweet playing against Denmark's #1 team.
Yep.
Might not be far from the truth right now.
Well, this pistol round will be very influential indeed. Heroic with the 5 sets of armor. Quite unorthodox. We say the inside bomb site is normally favored as you're guaranteed the bomb plant pretty much every time. With actually sending 3 towards Ivy this time. This could be towards the backtrats, man, trying to split the inner site in that fashion. We see it quite a lot from teams like VP, but Carrigan going to be smoking them off for now. That's actually a very well-calculated smoke as well. They shut down the first 2 kills. They get 3 now, and it's going to be a fast play from Heroic lockdown, but Frisk trying to do what he can to get back into this round.
Dupree is desperate to find another kill out toward Ivy. It's just Volda. Such a quick round. The Astralis just shutting them down entirely out toward that Ivy position, and Volda's going to rotate all the way back toward T. Xyp9x waiting. You never know when you start to see those dancing pistol duels who's really going to come out ahead, but it is Astralis. They get the second half pistol. They'll start up with the money rolling. Last time they didn't have such luck, and in fact they went for an early buy after a bomb plant that didn't go their way either, so we'll see if they can start to build some momentum back their direction. UMPs.
Yes, an interesting decision on a map like Train. Not a full commitment here in terms of the force buy for Heroic. They have got, well, no, now it is. So they have got the upgraded pistols and the Tech 9s as well. It's going to be a little bit scary for Astralis, considering they only have 1 rifle as well. But we'll see what comes to the table here. That was quite a good shutdown there, especially from Carrigan and the pistol, dropping the smoke perfectly towards Ivy. They spray through them the USPs and PT-50s and find all the kills that are required. No bomb planted for Heroic, so a force buy in a second is pretty traditional. Voud now using his teammates' smoke grenade to try and find some ground towards Ivy.
Hold it. Flashed temporarily. Stare at a wall. Make friends with yourself. Get a kill. Why not? Carrigan around the corner. Doesn't anticipate him. Tech 9's going to win the duel and Freeze. He's got the advance on this. No one watching A main. That kill, it's going to keep them so distracted. Kirby doesn't know Freeze is there. We snap away, but Kirby snaps back and he'll find Freeze. So ultimately, it just equalizes things as we sit to 4s.
Yeah, big kill found by Kiabi in that round, but 4-on-4. There is a smoke available. You'd assume Heroic will go towards inside, smoke down the lower ramp. And this could be interesting for Xyp9x. He has got backup, though, from Device. So they should be able to shut this down. And the incendiary's dropped at the perfect time as well. Very well read.
Xyp9x staring from afar with that UMP nade up. Don't quite go far enough, but little damage toward Glaive. Down to 89. They're going to walk in this direction as well. Watch the crossfire set. Device is the next one here behind Schools, waiting for lower to be pushed. Now he's got to look up. Her bomb gets dropped. Second one spotted, but he's swarmed. He's overwhelmed. He's tried to hug the wall to keep himself away from the danger above. It's Volda that will eventually put him down, and they've got a bomb plant coming from this. They've forced up Tech 9s here, so I'm not sure they're going to have enough to go for early guns. Defuse will easily come in.
It means they can get some upgraded pistols next round, trying to have a plan down, but that's pretty successful. Heroic managed to get 3 kills. Had Device gone down there as well, he stepped up, finding that second one as well. That was what the difference maker, especially in that situation. A lot of pressure coming in. He had players coming from lower ramp and upper as well. Crossfire, like you mentioned as well, just giving you enough time to find those 2 kills. And will we see a commitment in terms of the buy? It looks like it will be. They know they got it down to a pretty interesting situation. Just 2 players alive for Astralis as well, so I guess why not? Heroic looking to make an aggressive move here with the Force Buy. AK-47 for Vald and 2 UMPs, a couple of Tech 9s. They have got the smokes to play with as well. It's an audacious call, but these are the ones that can win you these big games. As Karrigan goes aggressive towards Ivy, gets shut down straight away. Wasn't expecting that rifle to be waiting for him as well, so that's a man advantage given towards Heroic as well. I'm pretty sure Karrigan had the UMP. He was trying to find an early kill on fullback, so not the end of the world, but still an advantage gained for Heroic.
Advantage indeed. As without Karrigan, they're going to solo anchor the B site. We talked about the potential to do this as long as you find the first kill, but it's passive positioning to try and do so. And
Zipex is famously with the master of these positions, to be fair. 1 or 2 kills, always very good in these kind of situations.
Let's see if he can cover that off again. Interesting position out toward inside of the A site. Outside of the A. That always confuses me. Look, you know what I mean. Dupree. But he's got Kirby along with him, so it's not like he's entirely caught in no man's land. There's a bait and switch potential in this crossfire. And this is potential passive aggressiveness to try and pull back the round. Now it is going to be Zipex swarmed completely. Hasn't found that kill we talked about. Now he does. Still 100 HP as well as he catches them with nades out. Quick lob toward that default spot. Does a little bit more damage, and they've dropped the bomb. Rotations come around. It's going to be Dupree taking Volda, but they haven't got it back just yet. Heroic to try and get the plant. Freeze will grab it now. Wrapping around. Dropped again, though. As Dupree's found the kill, it's just Snappy remaining. 19 HP for Dupree. He's spotted. Tech 9 can't find the kill. But the timing, Zipex takes advantage, and you said it. He's smart in those positions. He waits it out, and we can see Karrigan. A little bit of joy in his expression there, his body language, because they're finally pulling back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big round for them to win as well. They're using the first man, but absolutely massive play from Zipex. Like I said, he doesn't get all the kills and he finds 2, but he does so much work in terms of finding damage, dropping the incendiary in the perfect spot as well, denying them the plant. It's being a complete nuisance there. And it's going to be Astralis in a very comfortable position right now. Look like they would have going to send 3 players towards inside, but it's just going to be 2 SMGs in hand as well. Both MP9s just trying to farm some cash here, shut down some unarmored players. They make their way towards inside. Kiabi gets the first one, looking for 2, but Modi finds him. This could be interesting now, but Device, he rectifies the mistake and actually manages to make it quite a secure situation in the end.
I love it. Oh, I don't love it. MP9 nearly going to work. Volda just gets around the corner. Fakes it in the smoke, too. Like, all right, I'm going to drop a smoke and run away, and tries to stay close. If Device pulled that off, it would have been quite nifty. 3 versus 2, oddly enough. It's closer than you might think, considering the weaponry, but they've still got the M4s at range. Dupree can't land these shots. He's getting picked apart slowly. Death by 1,000 paper cuts at that range as he goes down to 52, and a rotation back to the outer site. Coming in from Heroic Dupree. He's rotated back over. This time he'll make amends for the damage not dealt. A little bit of shake of the mouse, a little flick of the wrist. Shake that one off.
Astralis closing the gap now, 10-9. Going to round number 20. We knew this was going to be a close one. Heroic with a pretty massive lead in the first half now. But Astralis coming out the trap hot in the second half. It's going to be 4-0 here. And one of the first real gun rounds, I have to say. Heroic making some questionable force by decisions here. Didn't work out for them. And it's going to be AKs and an AWP in the hands of Frizz. See what he can do to open his map up. A Device. Seems like both sides of training, he will be the AWPer. Very classic default here so far for Heroic. Just trying to work the picks as they will jump across for his teammates, potentially face after that.
Standard play these days. Bait a shot, get information if a shot doesn't come in. Why not? Guardian would be the most likely to hit that because it's Guardian.
That's true.
Or maybe we should say Captain Mo after the last game.
Yeah, that guy was very impressive indeed. The first shock result of this tournament so far.
The only shock result so far.
Yeah.
Unless you consider that Dignitas only got 3 rounds against Godsend of Shock. It depends on your perspective of things. Freeze is trying desperately to open something up for Heroic, who have yet to find a round on this second half. We're 4 in. Smokes way back toward the 3rd alleyway. That allows the players at A main to walk through and not have to worry about the crossfire setup potential toward that Ivy position. As you can see, Karrigan's behind it. But Kierby, he stayed hidden in this corner at Hell. They've already gone by him, and that's going to give him the shot toward Volda. Very well played. Madi's got the only kill back so far. Is Heroic getting closer to the bomb train? Can't go for the plant just yet because Madi's fighting them off, fending them desperately, but Snappy, he hears the footprints getting ever closer. They've still won it. They've still won it on kills, not even needing that bomb plant.
Textbook stuff there from Heroic. Working the default, taking the information away from the CTs, getting them uncomfortable towards positions like Ivy as well, falling back, not fully a wall of smoke execution, is much more basic than that. It's smoking off some key areas of the map, going out together, finding that initial kill towards Pop Dog as well, and aggressive play wins in the round. Got a little bit hairy there in the 2 versus 1. If that full plant commitment had come in, KLB potentially could have shut it down, but Heroic managed to pick up a very important round and actually gain the lead once again. It's going to be 11-9, and Friss does spot a player jumping across. It is KLB. Let's see whether they can find this initial pick now. You can see it's a difficult buy for Astralis. 4 M4s, and Zipex is just on the CZ as well. He normally plays to inside by himself, so that could be a very weak area of the map. No orbs to play over at all. No kits. So this is the sort of round where the CTs need to be doing something a little bit more unorthodox, trying to find that first kill. Trade perfectly towards these kind of positions like Ivy, as Heroic do make their advancement.
Can't find anything here, Heroic, despite searching for it, trying to force something out of that at Ivy. They have served to push back Kerrigan slightly. We don't often see him go passive in this, but we are seeing one thing from Kirby this game. And that's just a little bit more attention toward Kerrigan's position rather than getting caught up focusing too much on this A main. He's giving it up a little bit now. He'll put it toward quad. Glaive's gotten through, though. This is exactly it. So as soon as I give him credit for doing something. Okay, well, it's
the flashbang.
It works perfectly. They brought over Kerrigan in that response. So I was going to say Kirby gets a little far away from the activity, but Kerrigan's made up for it by rotating. Volta's coming to caught them both, though. So again, they just get the timing slightly off. But I do need to see more interaction between those two players. Regardless, it's dupreeh at hit. Smoke out, going to try and find the bomb planter, but it's Volta who nearly finds him as well. And Madi, he's got 1 kill already. This is going to be money gone. Zipex only has a CZ75 to work with. Bomb is planted. He's up against 3 and no kit to work with. I'm not mistaken if there's a gun down just, well, there's one in front of him for sure, but one to the right at Hitch. Doesn't even matter. Heroic's got 2 on the bounce. They are now at 12-9 of Astralis, and Astralis without any money.
Yeah, well, Sweden's got Lekra, but it seems like Denmark, they've got Vald. He just steps up. What an amazing play from him. It's Astralis getting those first 2 kills, but he steps out of Ivy and just completely nails 2 players towards the bomb site there. Gets them straight back into it as well. What an important situation it was as well. Full eco now for Astralis. Nothing purchased whatsoever. This is a guaranteed round pretty much, and that's just a great recovery. Vald definitely influential in making that a possibility. They managed to close it out. Dupreeh looked like he was going to be a factor there, but just got shut down as he tried to edge through the smoke. Round number 22, and at this point, it's just about trying to dent the terrorist economy here. You can see it's not perfect because Modi has got the glove in hand, but Snappy finding that first kill. Dupreeh trying to get aggressive. That's actually a headshot for us as well. That's nice work with the P2000.
Pretty sassy.
Yeah, but that's not quite to a kill just yet.
That's not as sassy.
It looked quite cool, but got to land the shots for that one to pay off.
Yeah, exactly. It's Kerrigan will go down again. Tavalda, like you say, this is another up-and-coming player. It has to be mentioned. In Denmark, we're finding new talent eventually in CSGO now that we've expanded far enough into our tenure in this game. It seemed like it was an old boys club for a while. It's certainly anything but now, isn't it? Zipex, he'll take down Madi, who found Kirby just before. That will give them a gun to work with. It's a Galil. But it is a 4 versus 2, so do what you like.
Oh, Dupreeh, that P2000 has landed a headshot already, but he has been detected. The player to find him, and it's just going to be Zipex now. Rotating in with the aforementioned Galil. Does find a secondary kill as well. 3 versus 1, but he's only got 30 HP. The bomb should be planted at this point, but he gives himself some control of the situation with the smoke, but he's sat in the Molotov as well. He will be burning alive as well, so a successful round there for Heroic. Decent result, I guess, for Astralis finding 2 kills considering the situation with the buy, but heavy advantage now for Heroic, and we'll see whether they can finish this one off. I'm not sure the money like for Astralis. It won't be fantastic. There might be a buy available, but they'll be clutching at straws. It'll be a mixture of M4s, Famises, and maybe shotguns as well. Technical pause this time. While we're there, are we able to look at the money potentially? So we can just discuss what the options are.
Don't make requests, Henry. You'll just be disappointed.
I guess you're right.
You're too spoiled.
I guess
I'm imagining that it's technical
on
the side of Astralis.
Let's enhance.
Enhance, yes. Zoom. Oh, it's gone. Device isn't pressing tab anymore.
Can you see anything from that screen?
No, but I can see Kerrigan staring us down.
Oh, yeah.
He knows that we're spying on him right now. Yeah, this is definitely technical on the side of Astralis. Now, I'm pretty sure the rules apply that technical timeouts, you're not really supposed to talk too much between the team. But obviously right now they're talking about the issue, so that's fine.
It looks like maybe a keyboard issue. Something like that. He's trying to talk to an admin and work out what's going on. Maybe a monitor issue. That could be happening. Like you said, they're not allowed to discuss this at all. So they have to be a little bit quieter here. That's Kerrigan talking to the admin as well. What have we got going up here?
This is Deva. Finding a kill against Freeze. and Madi.
This was the interesting round.
This one's hilarious. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Very clever play from Modi that round, and good positioning from Valve to complement it as well. You can see what it means to Carrigan. Winning rounds, cheering. This is definitely one of those interesting games. It's difficult to gauge what the scoreline will be. It's always going to be very close indeed. The Danish derbies seem to be producing very interesting games every single time. And this is the technical pause. I think we already had Astralis have already had that tactical pause in the first half, and they 8-1 down. They came back without not even a force buy, just a few PT50s and Tech 9s and 5 smokes, and managed to pick up the second round. That got them back into the game, in fact. So,
absolutely, definitely did. And now we've got a game in our hands. Heroic still the ones though that are in the lead, and they've found a few rounds in the recent past. Just chilling. It's a different team, isn't it, than even the last version of SK with Majestic Boy, who's gone over to replace Kierby, who's gone over to replace Cajun B, who's gone back over to Dignitas after AZ went to FaZe way back.
It's definitely quite incestuous, right? Like they swap quite
a lot. It's the game the whole family can play.
Don't get that. It's going to be, yeah, this is probably the best looking kind of, I guess you want to use the SK kind of mold that this team started off as. It's definitely the best complexion I've seen of them so far. They look like a very strong unit. Since Glaive came on board as well, they seem like they've got a lot more basic fundamentals of the game as well. It's not so erratic. They're actually sticking together and it's playing good Counter-Strike. They're not really committing and making themselves have to go for crazy highlight plays, and they're just very good at working together and not having to do the most insane clutches or anything like that. It's actually just relying on a good teamwork as a whole. Maybe more of an intense technical issue here. It's Carrigan. The headset's off. He means business.
Frowning
well.
And that furrowed brow.
He's not happy. I think we're back, though.
Pensive.
We're back. Radioing in. Good to go. And I can hear the type come in as well to unpause the game. Zipex is ready.
Well, we're ready. I'm not sure what they are. Don't forget, 2 more best of ones coming up this evening. So we still have a lot of Counter-Strike. 5-day event, 16 teams. So many storylines in terms of Heroic's performances of late, Astralis' slump, the new Na'Vi, who, as we now know, have gone down to our Asian invasion team from Tyloo, from China. What a
result that was, kick things off. Na'Vi expected to clean the floor of this event, going down pretty convincing as well. So the money had to come in for Astralis. It's not great, but it's enough to work with. 5 M4s here, no AWP in the hands of Device. A couple of kits, but no incendiaries. That is a problem. And Heroic are going to be using different approach this time as well. It looks like actually aggressive play towards inside. Modi's cleared out the upper halls as well. He knows there's no presence towards that area. Very similar in their styles on the CT side. You can see before it was Modi playing towards that inside area. Now it's Zipex by himself, but he has got some rotation coming in from Device as well. They've got an inkling. This could be a possibility. The flash comes in. That'll be the commitment. Zipex to hold them off once again. We always say he's good for 1 or 2. This time he finds the first. Looking for the second, but Modi takes him down.
Oh, and he does indeed. It's on the Device. He knows that bomb is being planted. He can hear it, but Freeze hits the shot lined up with the AWP. He'll evade the damage that's being dealt through the wooden boards as well as he climbs back up the ramp and into the safety of the confines of the upper hallway. It's Kierby that's desperate to find something now through the smoke, and Freeze has come back down. This is very impressive and very fast. Astralis just has to save this.
Lovely round from Heroic there. You can see they're not committing all their grenades at the start like most teams will. They'll commit and telegraph the smokes coming at the start. Heroic want to go for a much basic execute as well. They can actually see that there's a good possibility there won't be an AWP against them as well. So 1 flash goes in. That's to give them the initial entry to the bomb side there. Down towards lower ramp. There's only be 1 player facing them as well. Zipex gets 1, but in this case, it's not really enough. As soon as Heroic drop all their utility, it's going to be Molotov smokes in every single choke point of that map. And Astralis have no footing into it whatsoever. Very impressive from Heroic. I actually like that a lot. It's very well read as well. Perfect time to put in a tactic like that as well. So 14th round has been achieved and 1 away from match point. Money is not going to be fantastic, but the CTs do manage to save 2 M4s. That's important going forward, of course. There we go. Then let's see what kind of weaponry they're bringing into round number 24. 2 Famises, a UMP, and those 2 saved M4s as well. It's definitely not ideal, but enough to work with. I said that before. Didn't seem to be the case, but Heroic are more than certain now they won't be up against an AWP, so they can actually have a lot more freedom here. Shown once again by Modi as he just runs towards inside and gets control of the upper halls.
Carrying a little bit of damage done from the nade, this time down to 95. Merely a flesh wound. 2 rounds to go for Heroic, and desperation seeps in the camp. Astralis, as they've bought into this. Heroic's going to fall off of that inner position as well, as they've got 3, including bomb out toward Ivy. This will be in a split. How so do they approach it? Do they go with the 3-1-1 as it appears to be on map? Snappy goes to A main, Maudie goes down Pop Dog, and they bust out onto the site with distracting force to keep the Astralis players forward, as we saw them on the minimap, and then they can walk in. But as a result of all the confrontation and the tight choke point that is Ivy, they're not going to go that direction. So this forward stance from Astralis could actually be quite good.
It's perfect for holding off the wall of smoke executions we saw in the first half. I mean, if you haven't got enough utility to actually fight it off and go for a retake here, you're trying to duel at the start of the round. Don't even let them get out of main entrance. Kiabi, he's in a prime position to do that as well, but a difficult situation considering he has got backup from Karrigan. But this first kill, it all comes down to this one. He nails it, but it's an equal exchange. Valve finds him, and now a really tough situation for the Astralis to hold him off.
Snappy gets Dupree, though. Karrigan's had to go more passive in toward the hell position. He's hearing the bomb go down, but he needs to strike.
Hello.
Catches the back of Volda. Bomb still being planted. It will go down, but Karrigan's got the surprise onto Snappy, who can't get the gun redrawn. Low HP, Maudie needs to try and bait Karrigan out, but he pushes him to the right, not the left. That would have given Freeze the vision from Amain, who now has to go inside of the site with an AWP. Misses the shot. You would have thought if he hit that, the round is his, because all he has to do is just defend the bomb at that point in time, but Astralis will get round number 10.
Yeah, once again, Fritz in a tight situation, a clutch where one shot decided for him, misses out by millimeters there, but it all comes down to Karrigan. It looked like a horrible situation for Astralis there, but he times it to perfection as well. Here's the plant coming in as well, comes walking around, takes the first player down, nails the planter, and it's very... To be fair, Maudie behind E-Box there. He could have waited for Fritz to come in. He commits with 25 HP against the UMP as well. It was very unlikely because he would win that situation. Just one bullet required. And he potentially could have drawn it out a little bit further, but still... Double orb setup this time for Astralis. Device and Karrigan. Let's see what they can do with it. There's still money available for Heroic. Astralis definitely in a difficult situation. This goes into favor of Heroic. Money will be reset once more. You can see Dupree. He's got the shotgun towards Pop Dog, sorry. A great weapon for this area. Another inside play potentially, yeah. This time, Astralis do have the AWPs available to hold them off.
Yeah, the 2 of them, but the shotgun from Dupree. It's the common position to play, but looking to his right, okay. Hope for the chance headshot, potentially 2 of them, and some missed bullets going your direction because it's not really effective at that range. Hence the smoke now to cover that off. What he does not aware of is the fact that the players that were spamming down this position at Pop Dog originally have since started to push over toward the B site instead.
Time ticking away, though. We still have 5 smokes available for Heroic. They know the orbs are a possibility. This could be some sort of fake, as they do use smoke towards that side as well. Yeah. Just towards Pop Dog, and looks like it will be them trying to bait a play towards outside as Fritz goes down the lower ramp, but Device hits the first shot, and it's like an interesting exchange as Zipex does find the first kill.
And Valda was waiting. Dupree thought, all right, it's a fake. They've gone all into the inner bomb site. He catches the one player that was lurking over late, but look at Device go. He finds 2 at the AWP. He's going to go down in the hands to Valda, though, who finds 2 in return, but Karrigan rotates over in time. I was going to point out the fact that Dupree thought he had an early flank rotation, got caught off, but Device steps up big on the counter entry. And that's 2 in a row now for Astralis.
Yeah, another big round for them. You mentioned the reset would be hugely interesting for Astralis if they work through the round. Could have been the GG right there, but Device, he steps up this time. It's a very similar execution, but this time a more of a fake thrown in there as well from Heroic. Doesn't really work out for them as well because Device is just waiting for them. They run into his crosshair. He gets 4 kills, and Heroic is trying to apply the pressure here as they go forward into round number 26. Will be the open hands of Friss. There's going to be a UMP and a Galil out as well, so not the strongest setup for them. The double orbs still rolling for Astralis. Flashbangs towards Ivy. Karrigan not phased by it though, as he does hold his ground. And a rotation back towards inner once again. This could be a wall of smoke, you know. You can see 3 players grouping towards a dumpster. Bomb by Pop Dog as well, so this is more than likely going to be the play.
All is waiting for the smoke to go out towards Z. Bounce once, bounce twice. Land over right in front of the ticket booth. Covers off the wall of smokes. It's complete, but Dupree, he's the all-seeing eye in this. The Guardian Angel watching over the yard. He'll find one. Maudie's the first. Quick flash out to give a chance to Kierby to go for a counter peek down the lane as well, out toward Hell, but Freeze has one back with the AWP. They're not done just yet. They're still pushing. The fast plant comes in, and they've got a retake potential that Astralis close in the site have to pull off, but Volda's got another. It's Kierby down, and it's Dupree now getting over top of the train. Potential bait on this defuse early on. No, goes past it, and they just want to get kills. Tag up on Volda through the edge of the train, and it's going to be a double shot coming in from the AWP. Both land, and finally they'll kill. That AK was looming large, though, threatening, was it not? They'll hold the defuse this time, and they're just going to hold it all the way. They were on that far earlier than even I thought, watching it from our perspective on X-Ray, and you would have thought the counter peek was coming in. They never even have the chance.
Yeah, they were in such horrible positions there. From Popdog as well, they hit the defuse coming in. They know CT's been looking straight at them. A player towards main entrance couldn't really do much from that either. So that first kill from Carrigan in the 3-on-3, that was so influential. Once he finds it, Vowed taken out of the situation, and we thought, okay, well, maybe they are just going to save at this point. They know they can't really lose the AWP going into this round. They want to still have weapons available. So still getting the bomb down. Spend is starting to accumulate. They do have a decent buy going into number 27. So denting the economy further of Astralis, but still enough to buy. This for the AWP this time. It's a very default stance from Heroic. Not giving much away this time. Still
Round 27, by the way, and I think Volda's on something like 33 kills. So an impressive performance from him. Op aside, Device versus Freeze. Kierby going to get boosted on the ticket booth. Not quite the same perspective that Dupree has above the smokes, or had above the smokes in the last round from the control room, but he'll still have decent position. Very straightforward default. 51 seconds and Heroic not showing anything. Waiting with someone at every approach to this outer bomb site, including the bomb down Ivy. And with no movement from their teammates to watch toward B, this isn't going to be a wrap. This is going to be straight in. Volda's up to 34 as he takes Kerrigan. A well-timed pop flash toward Hell, and Kierby, never mind watching above the smokes toward A main. He's got to consider the possibility of a wrap at Hell. Volda gets around. They've cleared out quad. Everything covered on the perimeter. It's more pressure on Astralis inside of the site as Kierby goes looking for something in return. Watch Popdog to his left. Monty's waiting for the rotation flank, but Kierby, this timing could be off, or is it? Monty's not going to peek it, and actually it's going to be perfect. AWP, oh, where's the back of him? He's going to present himself, surely. No one's moving. Oh. Freeze finally does, and Kierby gets two, but he's answered out. Glaives come around late. He's caught the open. 4 seconds has to commit to the plant, and Dupree makes it a little awkward, but Astralis come back within 1.
That round was absolute pandemonium then. No one really knew what was going on. It seemed like that initial kill from Vowed would be enough to win in the round. They have great positioning from that point, looking to actually lock down the crossfires there, but it's that backstab coming in from Kierby. What an excellent play that was. He had to do something there. Someone had to step up there and actually almost hugging Frisk there in the position. We thought he actually would get the kill with the AWP. Doesn't work out for him. And Heroic now potentially taking a pause here by the looks of things, is discussing their options and working out what the plan is going forward. They have tried a lot of force buys here, a couple of saved weapons here and there as well, but it's getting to the point where Astralis is getting straight back into this game. That was the round to probably win it. Valdo, like you said, having a fantastic game so far, lighting up the scoreboard. But it can't close out these big rounds, the ones that really can. To get them to match point, that's a lot of pressure release. Once you hit 15, you know you can probably get away with a lot more. But to this point, it's still a very difficult situation to find.
It's the dam in the Danish waters, isn't it? They all seem to come up against it and bottleneck. They can't get around these closing out games. It's now Heroic that's having the same problem.
Indeed. Kirby is having a decent game. We kind of speculated his performance recently, especially in Pro League, for example, hasn't been amazing. They have just returned from a boot camp as well. So just looking to find the perfect role for him as well. It seems like he's actually coming into his own now. Of course, like I mentioned before, in the first half, it's a chance for the CTs to adjust their setup as well and preempt what may be coming into the next. Zornik giving his thoughts on the round and what may be coming in.
You have to consider as well the amount of close shots that Freeze has had. We saw another one there, up close and personal. We saw one out.
That's exactly how we described it going into this one, right? The flashy stuff, the up close and personal things, he doesn't seem to have that much going on for him. But the standard stuff, when he's just trying to find a pick from the back of the site or from the backtracks, for example, that's fine. It's just a really high pressure, intense shots that he doesn't seem to be landing like a lot of top whoopers would.
Yeah, the Fallen, the Kenny S, in that sense. Even Guardian up close is fairly proficient. I think of him more of a reaction op, but
there's been a lot of very important rounds where he's just had to hit one shot that could be the difference maker that's presented to him as well, but doesn't work out. So we'll just be the Tech 9 to the partial buy AK in the hands of Glaive, but looks like Astralis have got an idea as to what's going on with this execution towards outside.
2 terrorists in from main alley walking toward quad. Boost up over the red train as well. That's clever. Glaive catches Device with it. They never saw it coming. And Kerrigan's limited. He's going to sit back at Ivy and just wait for his teammates to make some moves, make amends for the situation that's gone abysmally wrong. There's no guns up, and that match point's getting ever closer as the bomb's down for Heroic. Not only that, they did it so quickly, the smokes are still there to deter. Pheresis walking in late. Kerrigan, this is assassination. Doesn't even need to get that far. Snappy's found it. 2 players left alive for Astralis. Dupree is one of them, though. No, never mind. I was going to say use Snappy to find the rest of his teammates. They're going to try and push them back. Monty's picked up an M4 at Z. It's down to just Dupree, and he's gone. It's 15 rounds. In an unlikely situation, a fast play from Heroic.
Really lovely stuff from Heroic there. We thought it was just a basic wall of smoke execution, trying to get the bomb down there, but that boost she spotted as well, that's really creative. That's something they've discussed in the pause, something they've got in the strat book, saving it for a rainy day, and what a moment to come out and actually find the match point as well. Just 1 AK, the Tech 9s and PT50s stepping up, the backstab from Friss and Ali as well. That was actually a very well coordinated set piece, and it will be match point obtained. And you can see the buy from Astralis has been destroyed as well. They've got 1 AWP, a Max 7, the rest are on pistols. This could be the moment for Heroic to close this out. And what a way it would be to do it as well. The pause, the discussion, and the set piece to finish things off. Lovely, lovely round from Heroic, and 2 for Astralis to find it just to force overtime.
Heroic, Na'Vi, Astralis, Tyloo. That's one group. Na'Vi's in the lower bracket already. Tyloo decimated them. And now it's the Danish Derby going down to the wire. Heroic potential to go up against Tyloo with Na'Vi and Astralis in a decider. This isn't 2015. This isn't the start of 2016. This is unexplored territory. Kerrigan, speaking of unexplored territory, has no idea what's going on the opposing side of that smoke with just a CZ-75 to try and hold it off. They've gotten aggressive out toward A main. Kierby, we see him there with a deagle, but Device is the guy to find the kill on Navalda. So a decent start. You have to think every single frag in the regard, never mind even picking up guns, in the regard of Astralis, though, is going to be so important. 40 seconds left to work with. No movement yet toward that B site, if any at all. Apparently not. They want to go. Kerrigan's going to make moves. It's too soon. Glaive's able to react. He hears him coming, and that's going to now bring 2 kills back the way of Heroic. Dupree desperate. Shotgun can't find it, and he's so desperate for it. He doesn't know if he goes up the ladder to try and close this out or watch back inside of the site where the bomb surely is going to go down. Inevitably doing so right now, in fact, as Astralis so limited. Good nade coming through. Snappy, he's found by it. It's at the hands of Zipix, who now with the CZ is going to try and watch for anyone jumping over to cover off those rotations. That'll give Device a bit of room. But this still comes down to Dupree. How does he pull him back in? Never mind him. It's going to be Zipix to start it. Finally, Dupree does go down. That gives Monty the access. Long-range M4 finds the AWP and finds the kill on Zipix immediately after. Heroic, well, you might be the #1 Danish team, as Device stated in a cheeky tweet, because they've just taken down their counterpart, and they'll move on against Tyloo.
What a way to finish it as well. The pause comes in. It's the Tech 9s and 1 AK that gets into match points as well. It seemed like that was going to be a difficult last round for them. Device getting that first AWP shot as well, but well calculated. Once the bomb was down, Astralis had no kits, no grenades to actually get into that situation, and Modi finishes things off with a 3-man as well. Another upset, I would say, overall. It is a big LAN, and Astralis, not one of the favourites anymore, perhaps, but they always do very well on the group stages early on. That's what they're famed for, but maybe not in recent months. But Heroic, that's a massive victory for them, and the shaking hands do come in. You can see what it meant to them when they won that first map. I think that you might be right. They might have just cemented their place as the best team in Denmark, considering recent events.
Yeah, I mean, all things. I mean, look, that's a big statement to make, considering the the pedigree and the history of Astralis versus the very short history of Heroic. But they put the best foot forward time and time again lately. Yeah. And you have to consider now that Na'Vi, home tournament, the team that everyone was waiting to see. All right, they lost to Tyloo. I can't imagine them not working their absolute balls off to go into tomorrow. Yeah. Pardon the expression, but seriously, I mean, they're going to work so hard to make sure that they make it in front of their home crowd. Yeah. And Astralis has to go up against that.
Pretty scary stuff, I have to say. Well, I like the shock results. I like the close games. The Danish Derby always delivers, and Heroic are the ones coming out on top this time. We're going to take a short break. The analysts will break this down for you just after this short commercial message.
Yep, you got it right this time. Nice.
Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and StarCraft 2, the largest contests in the history of esports among the national teams. World Electronic Sports Games, the World Championship with the total prize pool of $4.5 million. Registration for Europe and CIS regions is open. The finals will be held from October 6 to 9 in Kiev, Ukraine. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
e-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quest for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Getting tired of playing with the usual skins but don't have enough money to buy a new one? Get rich fast with CSGoFast.com. CS Go Fast. It's a strong chance of winning in every game. Several rooms with different game modes. Daily, more than 1,000 games, 5,000 players, and 25,000 skins at stake. You don't need much in order to sweep the board.